You mentioned one slide with break the rules, and we have a real rule breaker. He's coming from nowhere and everywhere. In fact, he's coming from the internet, and we are very privileged to have Jaromil here.
Yeah, so the story is pretty simple, and I'm trying to outline in a few minutes what is our network, this DynOrg network, and connected also to the FreakNet. Mostly a network coming from the south of Europe that expanded through the south of many other countries, hooking up people on the fact that we like to be senseful about technology. We don't like error messages that give us only a number. We like to put our hands into things, and we also like to recycle computers, not just be consumeristic, but reuse the infrastructure that is there. So we claim the use of generic infrastructure, the fact that everything that we have in the hand we can recombine, and in that we hook up with the GNU project and the Free Software Foundation. I'm not sure our partners are really happy about this slide, but yeah, we collaborate very closely with distributions like Debian, Fedora, and the Free Software Foundation itself. We produced also software that are distributed by universities and reused, and our approach to technology is definitely not the corporate one. It's a bit more furry, a bit more animal sometimes. We like even broken computers. We make art out of them, also broken software. Maybe even a virus can be art sometimes. Just try to think out of the box and out of the constrictions that you have in your interface. So these are the places where we usually inhabit. Many of us are nomads, are living into strange places, into niche of society, marginal places. This is just a lab in Bologna, in Italy, the XM24, just nearby the station, recycling computers and putting them on shelves. This is some of the people populating these places. It's about freaks. One of our websites, the Italian version is FreakNet, is about people that you will find even around your corporate tables, sometimes as security experts, but nevertheless they like to inhabit these kind of places and do these strange moves in front of the cameras. And we have a hack meeting, like this conference that we organize is not organized by anyone. It's actually a gathering of hackers in Italy. It's running since 12 years, also in Spain, and in many other places. Mexico started last year. It's no sponsors, no organizers. We just choose a place and meet there, and often we even squat the place for meeting there. Another thing that we do is this software, Dynabolic, which is a live CD. It's you boot it, and it has everything to stream, not only to listen. You don't only have free players, you have also free producers. And you have tools for encryption, for privacy, and most importantly, all the data that you have is in your pocket. We do this for the man from the street, for people that is just simple as anyone else. They are not so sophisticated, they need a browser, they don't want any nonsense, they just want their data in their pocket, and they want to access the internet with an old computer without buying the new fancy iPod. So that's the people we hook up with, especially in Amsterdam, since lately we have a lab in Amsterdam. The Fiber is downtown in Amsterdam. And we hook it up with squatters in Amsterdam. The kraakbeweging is a very important part because it treats the city as an operating system. Therefore, we try to find all these inefficiencies, and you know there are many, and all the speculation, and we try to use those empty spaces to create a real community from grassroots. This was one of the places in Amsterdam, the ASCII. It's a place that lasted several years, one of the most inspiring hack clubs in the north of Europe. In Italy we had also other hack clubs. There is an error still in the ASCII, in the model of the ASCII, that led to its atomization, let's say, is the fact that, of course, these initiatives that started in the early 95s, they are now completely recovered by these creative industries and more sanitized environment. So what we are looking really for to build our spaces are actually nests that we can build on our own. We are not looking for infrastructures ready that we can inhabit. We are looking for pieces of infrastructures that we can combine to build our own nest. So in that we define ourselves as weaverbirds. Weaverbirds, if you Google it up, is DynOrg Weaverbirds. You will find our document. And this is also the way we inhabit the spaces. What we tried afterwards, a bit of a change in the 2000s, is to inhabit spaces that actually have infrastructure and have very little content. They are actually poor of content. Many art spaces, you can tell. And so that's how we find the space, and that's how things get very hot sometimes. And we confront ourselves with our urgencies, with our ideas, with our abilities on how to recombine things, and also with all the bureaucracy that stands behind an art place and the institutional environment. So we found some openings. Actually, I'm working myself part-time for this institute in Amsterdam, which formerly was known as Montevideo Time-Based Arts. It started also from a bit of a squatter scene, autonomous scene, people that like to do it themselves. And I'm developing there mostly software, free software with public money that artists can redeploy to build their own installations. One of the best softwares, most successful. So we are also organized meetings. I forgot this slide. Meetings. This is Tom Schouten and Neil Selburg here demonstrating their free software, PDP based on PD, based on PDP, and VJ software for VJ, all free software and with schizophrenic names. And this is the Sync Starter that I produced also in the NIMCA. What gained me mostly my employment is a system that is based on a mini ITX board and a C program running directly from the Linux kernel on a low latency to synchronize multiple channels of videos. By doing this, I didn't request to buy almost any piece of hardware. These are not other projects that we do. There are other people around the world. They are building like laptops in wood, for instance, or wooden USB keys. You can go on the freaknet.org and Dyne.org. You will find the links. You can order them. We are pretty slow in delivering, but they are all numbered pieces with... And that's the book that we have published recently in collaboration with the Free Software Foundation Europe, FSCons, the Nordic Conference of Free Software. Free beer, if you look it up, it's not just about free beer, but it gathers a lot of essays, also the Weaver Birds. And indeed, what we are asking for is not just free beer, but a whole fucking brewery.